I'm Alan Weiss, and this is The Writing on the Wall. Welcome to Writing on the Wall. I'm sitting down out here because I get very excited about this topic and I need to relax. My topic today is boldness and hypocrisy. Sounds like a law firm, doesn't it? Look, I don't blame protesters in the streets. I understand completely. I admire their passion. I admire the desire for change. I admire them overcoming the need for social distancing. I understand. I'm not sure, though, why it's okay for people to protest in the streets, elbow to elbow, cheek by jowl, and you can't put people in church. I don't get that. I'm betting those people who shame others, in other words, for not wearing a mask, you should be wearing a mask, are most likely to have cheated on their own income taxes or vastly exceeded the speed limits on the roads. When you see people shaming others, I think it's self-shame extended outward to others, which is a kind of atonement for them. We have to be bold, not cowering, hence hypocrisy and boldness. You know, accepting underlying health conditions, the vast preponderance of people either didn't catch the coronavirus or caught it and didn't know it, or caught it and knew it and recovered from it. That's the reality. We're in danger of having more economic deaths than medical deaths, as people go through their life savings, lose their small businesses, lose their jobs. On top of that, we're paying some people more money not to work, and that's ridiculous. And so businesses that want to reopen and can reopen can't find help. They can't find kitchen help or valets or dishwashers or bartenders. I heard a mayor being interviewed on TV ask the same question by a reporter 3 times. 3 times, and evading it each time. Politicians don't seem to feel they have any kind of responsibility to answer questions. This is their hypocrisy. But it's also the reporter's fault for not demanding an answer to a simple question. That's not what I asked you. I asked you this. I asked you a yes or no question. Is it yes or no? Do you support this or not? And that's what's wrong with presidential debates as well. And if you don't believe me, just watch an ABC or NBC or CBS morning talk show on Sunday when they have the politicians on. And you'll find more moves than you'd find on a football field. How can giant CVS, the pharmaceutical chain, Fortune 500 company, huge pharmaceutical chain, headquartered here in Rhode Island, ban all tobacco products out of good health philosophy, good health values, but keep articles, foods on their shelves with a huge sugar content and a huge caloric intake? Isn't that like being a little bit pregnant? If you want to get rid of tobacco, fine. Then get rid of the other harmful stuff. Why just part way? The governor of Rhode Island tried to get away with a special restriction on people over 60 coming out of phase 1 into phase 2 and so forth. If you were over 60, you were going to have more restrictions. I helped kill that immediately by going on a talk show. You know, I wrote the book 3score and More. But concurrently with trying to restrict people over 60 from coming back too fast, she asked for retired doctors and nurses to come out of retirement and work in the healthcare institutions. Did she think they all retired under 60? Isn't that a bit hypocritical? Did they retire at 25? How does that work? I love the infomercials where you get a second product, the second version of the product, completely free if you just pay the extra shipping charges. I mean, is Amway a legitimate business or a huge multi-level marketing monstrosity? I mean, over the years. If it's a legitimate business over all those years, I'm George Clooney. The Postal Service around here warns you that it will not deliver mail if your sidewalk isn't plowed or shoveled in the winter, but it doesn't clear its own sidewalks or its own parking lot. And why do their four-wheel new vehicles, their four-wheel drive new vehicles, fail to get to my door in a heavy snow when the paper guy's 12-year-old rear-wheel drive car can deliver the papers 5 hours earlier at the break of dawn? How is that? One person's income depends on it, and the other people's do not. If football's so concerned about head injuries, why isn't soccer prohibiting heading the ball? I headed the ball once in a father-son soccer match. It's the last time I'll ever do that. And why is boxing allowed at all? Why isn't it prohibited with all those shots to the head? Never mind cage fighting, right? Who lets their young kids play full contact football today, by the way? Are they people who don't get the newspapers and don't have televisions? If people don't think tipping makes a difference, why are the service levels so much higher in the US than in Europe, where they range between average and non-existent? I remember a waiter in Iceland in a restaurant was asked to bring some salt, and he said, "Is there anything else you want me to get so I don't have to make still another trip?" That's a verbatim comment. That's why it's called Iceland. They have a better PR person than they have a country, by the way. Have you ever been at some places in Europe where the service is so bad you want to body slam them to the floor? There's no tipping there. They're guaranteed their income. If my call is quote-unquote important to you on the recording, then have a human being pick up the damn phone and have enough of them. You want to be hypocritical? There's a lot of that around. You want to be bold? You'll stand out in a crowd.